I have this weird thing where your boobs get hungry, your clothing gets hungry. So weird, I can't. Is anyone else like that, or is that just me?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Lymphedema Lore. If you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Maybe a like, maybe a share, I don't know. Here we talk about all things gore, world, lolcow, anything messy and manipulative, because it's always a fun time on this side of the internet, and it's always growing. I mean, look at these girls. So Amberlynn uploaded a new video today called In a Situationship, and the real reason people are obsessed with me. Let's talk episode 12. Now, she did promise a weigh-in, and that did not happen. She said she got busy. Convenient. And this is another lengthy video, so let's go ahead and strap in and get on to the video. And I didn't mean to make a strap-on pun. I guess it was strap. Whatever. Let's just watch.
Hello. Welcome to another Let's Talk video. So I'm sure you guys are expecting a what I ate today / weigh-in. I haven't had time to do that. The last few days have been super busy for me.
No time to weigh in equals I cannot be held accountable at this time, and I need more time to figure out how to make it seem like I haven't gained 30 pounds.
I wasn't even able to live stream. I am rescheduling that live stream for Sunday, so my weekly live stream is still happening. So I'm just now getting back to my normal routine, and I'm able to film this video, get back to vlogging because I haven't even been vlogging for my vlog for Monday. So let's just get right into it with Sippin' Community. Could you explain why, if you weighed in at 5:46 on May 19th, did you upload a vlog on May 21st saying you weighed in at 5:16? So I talked about this in a whole video already, but my scale here at home was broke.
Was broken, Amber. Like your grammar.
Stupid is as stupid does.
See?
And I did not know till I went to the doctor and it weighed me there. And in my head, I was like, there's no way that my scale at home is broke because I've been using it quite frequently. I was doing weekly weigh-ins for you guys. And then I was like putting two and two together one day and I was like, you know what? Like, I feel like I'm gaining weight. So there's like no way that my scale is accurate. So then I bought a new scale.
Her new scale weighs up to 700 pounds, by the way.
Bigelow. Hi, I'm Deuce Bigelow. Hi, I'm Deuce, biggest lady I've ever seen.
Ah, that's a huge bitch.
And then that scale co-aligned with the scale that I actually use at the doctor's office. Show proof the DoorDasher story is real, you hog. I'm trying to think of how I can show proof without doxing his name because obviously I don't want to do that.
I've heard enough of the DoorDasher drama. Like, we get it. It was weird, it was creepy, but either report him or just stop talking about it.
I actually do have a way. I have a screenshot of the notifications coming in that I actually took on my phone, and you can see my wallpaper. My wallpaper is Twinkie, which I'll show you here, and you can see behind the notifications is Twinkie. So that's genuinely the only proof that I can show. And obviously in the screenshot, I am crossing out his name because I don't want to dox. Why don't you see a dietitian regularly? I actually thought about it. Last time I saw a dietitian was in 2023. And it's like, I know all the knowledge, but I think having that type of support would be nice.
Okay, she needs to go to inpatient treatment because, like, yes, while having the knowledge is nice, she has to use the knowledge. And she won't until she has some kind of health scare. And then maybe she'll take it seriously. But knowing what to do is completely different from actually doing what you're supposed to do.
How do you really feel about the disconnect and lack of trust between you and your viewers? So I feel like there's a section of people who don't trust me and there's a section of people who do trust me. And I feel like in the section of people that don't trust me, there's a section of people that choose not to, and a section of people who genuinely have a reason. Because I feel like the section of people who like choose not to trust me, that's the trolls, it's the haters, it's the people who genuinely just live to see me fail, and they live to catch me in lies or expose me or start rumors. Like, I'm not even going to include them in this answer, but the disconnect that I have between the people who don't trust me but want
The trust issues come from your constant lies and overall bad character, Amber.
to, it makes me sad. And I wish there was a way that I could like prove myself to them, but I know that I can't because no matter what I say or do, sometimes it's just not enough.
Because of your past and history of inconsistencies. That's why.
But I'm hoping with time, and I'm hoping with my word, and I'm hoping with like showing the side of me that is true and real and honest, that they'll finally see that. Why were you sleeping in a crib and drinking from a bottle at 4 years old? Also, were you nonverbal? No, I was not nonverbal, but as for drinking from a bottle and sleeping in a crib at 4, I have no idea.
Amber, you know why. But she and Mama Lynn have been getting along really well, so I guess she doesn't feel like shitting on her mom today.
Do you seriously not hear the seal arf arf in your intro, or is it intentional? That's an instrument, but I definitely understand where you guys are coming from. I definitely hear it as well, but it is an instrument. I really like the song because like with the beat, each clip changes, and I love that. So as fun as that was, we are going to move on to the Linterview.
To save some time in the Linterview portion of the video, I'm going to do the same thing I've done before, which is just summarize the calls that Amber receives from a viewer and then like analyze her response.
Hey girl, hey.
So the first caller asks if Amber would ever visit Canada, what she thinks of goth girls, and if she would ever get a tattoo. First off, Amber physically couldn't get to Canada by plane, train, or automobile. So even though I feel like she's going to say she'd love to, she knows she's not capable of it. And clearly this girl's a goth girl because she's asking Amber about it. Amber says she would totally go to Canada, in spirit, I'm sure. She loves goth girls and that she's just way too nervous to get a tattoo. Just like she's nervous to try new foods.
3, would I ever get any tattoos? Yes, I really do want to get some tattoos. I have some tattoo ideas, but I'm just scared.
I am baby. So,
Oh my God.
my name is Isaac.
The second caller, Isaac, asks Amber what she thinks makes her stand out. Like, why are people obsessed with Amberlynn? Amber responds by saying she genuinely thinks it's because of the train wreck of all of her past videos, like in 2018 and 2019. Amber also says that she doesn't think she's special.
I don't think that I'm special in any way.
And she's right. Like, she's not special. She's just fascinating to watch as a 600-pound woman destroy herself and eat herself to death while spouting excuses for why her lifestyle is the way that it is.
And also, and I'm gonna touch your hand when I say this. When I said that you're not special, I meant that.
Hello, thank you for accepting my request.
The third caller asks Amber why she thinks her weight loss is so unsuccessful. I actually quite enjoyed this caller. And Amber can't even get through the entire voice message without pausing it 2 times to clarify and distract from the actual question.
I'm gonna pause it real quick.
And Amber does this all the time. She clarifies that she's been trying to lose weight for actually over 2 decades, and she clarifies how much she actually weighed. Like, God, at what point do you just get sick of the same shit? Like, she's so content living a below average life and posting it online for everyone to see, and honestly, it just boggles my mind sometimes. Also, Amber tells us that her BMI now is 94, and I actually can't even fathom that. She blames her weight loss on her inability to heal from her trauma, which just sounds like she needs to take her nutrition out of her own hands and put into professionals, because, like, she's gonna kill herself.
Being unable to do normal activities like traveling and walking, to literally having cancer, like one of the worst things imaginable, really.
Yeah.
So surely with all of these things, you would be eager to improve and, lose the weight so you can enjoy your life. And
That's how I know it is a mental thing and it's not like a choice.
So if it's not a choice, then get professional help.
At all. And I know a lot of people, they look at bigger people and they think that we're choosing this life. I'm telling you, 95% of us are not choosing this. It is so mentally exhausting to be an addict of food and to have turned to food since you were just a little child. I have a whole family of addicts and I'm not the only food addict.
Yeah, but like no one is force feeding you. And again, get help, because if you can't control your drug of choice, then that can get really dangerous. And we've seen it get dangerous for Amber time and time again.
Like my grandma, she has passed away. She was over 600 pounds. And it definitely is not only environmental, but it's mental. And it's also genetics and hereditary and all of that stuff. So it's a mixture of like so many things.
And professionals can help with this.
Be healthy, but every diet is unsuccessful and you end up making excuses for yourself.
I don't always make excuses. There's the difference between excuses and reasons.
Right. It's an explanation, not an excuse. And as a woman entering her mid-30s, it's time to grow up and move on. Like she's stuck in a mental and physical cage. I couldn't imagine wanting to stay that way any longer, let alone post my trauma dump excuses on the internet for everyone to critique. But again, Amber physically or mentally cannot get a normal 9-to-5 job.
Thankfully, I now have a clear picture of that. But yeah, I have made some excuses in the past and I'm not perfect, so I probably still do to this day. But I do have a lot of reasons for the way that I am, and I am trying to work on that.
Sorry if this is mean or if it's really long.
It's not mean at all.
I just didn't want to like sugarcoat it. But yeah, thank you for listening. Have a good day.
Oh, of course. I hope you have a good day too. And that was not mean. Like, that was like true constructive criticism. Like, I know a lot of people think that if I receive something like that, I think it's hate. I don't think that's hate at all. I think that's very valid. So thank you for feeling comfortable to share that with me.
See, she knows all the information. She's just too lazy and ultimately doesn't care enough about herself to change.
Amber, my hectic cat eye comfort queen.
Oh my gosh.
I fucking love you, girl. What is the crack?
The fourth caller asks Amber if 1, she's ever played an instrument, 2, if she's following what's happening in Palestine right now, and 3, would she ever go to Ireland? What a mix of questions. And Amber says that she did choir in 6th grade, but her dream is an electric guitar. And honestly, I'm just trying to picture how, like, she would even play it. Like, would she prop it up on her stomach? I don't know, but now I need to see this. Amber also says she's tried very hard to not talk about politics, and that's kind of it. Like, that's a way to use your platform, I guess. Also, why does anyone want Amber's opinion on that?
Would I ever go to Ireland? Sure. I mean, I've never been out of the country in general, so I don't know.
Again, Amber could never travel that far. I'm surprised Chantal can do it, honestly.
Hello, Amber.
The 5th caller asks if she'd ever go back with an ex, and also tickles Amber's ego, saying that she is not a failure no matter what her haters say. Amber responds by completely agreeing with his sentiment of how hard she tries to lose weight, and of course, Amber keeps it low-key by saying she wouldn't say yes or no to getting back with an ex.
As for the ex thing, I'm not going to say yes or no.
Hey, Amber.
The 6th caller asks if she'd ever considered getting a food scale when counting calories. And if you've been following Amber for a while, you know she's tried this before. She just simply doesn't care. She puts on her Dr. Amberlynn hat and tells her audience that, hey guys, random nutrition labels on the back are like not reliable.
Something on the back of a nutrition label, it can say like half a serving, like half a cup is a serving. But when you go to weigh it out, if it says 28 grams, it's like it doesn't match. So what's more reliable is definitely weighing your food. I definitely agree with this 100%.
Like Amber, some of us actually care what we put in our bodies, and we know this stuff already. The 7th caller, yeah, she's still going, tells Amber the hate that she gets is just ridiculous. And she argues back in the comments for Amberlynn. She asks if Amber would ever get a personal trainer. Already, this would be a huge no for Amber because it'd be way too much work. And Amber, of course, said that it's not something that she's currently interested in.
But would I get a personal trainer? That is not something that I am currently interested in, no.
Hi, Amberlynn. My name is Bug.
The 8th caller asks Amber if there's anything she would want to learn. And I think Amber should learn self-control, but Amber says that she wants to learn more about psychology. She wants to get into the mind of a murderer, which is interesting considering that she's literally murdering herself by not taking care of her body.
Okay, hi, Amberlynn.
The 9th caller asks what Amber's opinion is on situationships. And Amber says she's been in lots, and that when she's in a situationship, she locks it down. And apparently, she doesn't talk to anyone else. But honestly, this is just giving I'm insecure, and this is the only person giving me attention right now, so I better take it. She goes into dating with a goal, but I wish that she would make her goal to pursue herself instead of other girls.
Extremely sexy. All right, you guys, now it is time for bad choices. Would you accept $500,000, but every time you speak, you
Well, she never leaves her apartment, so it wouldn't be too bad.
have to rub your nipples? No, because that sounds like a rest of my life type of thing. And who am I speaking to? You know, that just could make a lot of people uncomfortable. Is it okay to cheat on your partner if they gain 100 pounds? No, it's
By the way, Amber has literally broken up a marriage.
never okay to cheat on your partner. And if you're going to cheat on your partner because they gained weight, leave them. They deserve so much better. Would you rather be with someone smart than someone gorgeous? Why
And Amber is neither. And her grammar is still so bad. Both.
can't we have both? In the event of a zombie apocalypse, would you sacrifice everyone here to save yourself? There are people that I would without a doubt.
She wouldn't have to make this decision because she would die first regardless. Like, she couldn't physically make it through the zombie apocalypse. Be so for real right now.
Save before I save myself. In a literal heartbeat. Do you think you would be an excellent teammate to have on The Amazing Race? No. Just due
This is so funny. Now I have to see her on the show.
to the fact that I'm 500 pounds and we need to be moving very, very, very quickly. And I'm not a very, very quick mover. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Oh my god, okay. Well, that was a long one, so thanks for sticking it out. Also, thank y'all so much for 200 subscribers. That was crazy. I think I started my channel 2 weeks ago. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like. Consider hitting that subscribe button. I upload a new video every time Amberlynn uploads a new video. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!